Hey, welcome to Jersey Beast TV. So in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about how many calories to add to your diet if you're bulking or looking to gain muscle mass or looking to gain weight without overshooting your mark and without getting overly fat. So this is a question I got from one of the guys in my Facebook group, the Beast Brotherhood, a little earlier today. And it sounds like he was overweight at one point. He sounds like he lost some weight, some body weight. And he was looking to gain weight again, but quality mass, not just gain fat, right, and gain muscle. So it sounds like he calculated his baseline calorie amount using an equation online, which you can do. There's a few of them that you can punch in your numbers and your activity level and whatnot, and it'll kind of give you a gauge. It's not perfect, but it'll give you something to start with. And his question to me was, how do I know how many calories to add without overdoing it? Because I don't want to get fat again. I don't want to overdo it and get where I used to be. Very simple way to do this. So once you know your base level of calories, a couple of different ways you can calculate your base level of calories. Like we talked about, you can use an online equation, or go online and Google an equation for BMR, and it will give you a starting point. Again, it's not perfect, but it's something that you can work with. The other way you could do it is just track your food, track what you're eating, and see over a course of weeks, and see if your body weight's changing or if it's decreasing, and then make adjustments as needed. Both kind of ways to do it will work. It's just a matter of what's going to be easier for you and what is going to take less time. So that said, my answer to him was, this is very simple. This is not really complicated. But once you know your BMR, your basal metabolic rate, you can add calories. So simplest way to do this is add it in 250 calorie increments. So let's say your baseline calorie amount is 2,000. Then, sorry about that. Your baseline calorie amount is 2,000. Then maybe start with 2,250, right, for about a week or 2 weeks. See how your body responds. If you're gaining weight, if you're seeing changes in your body, then stick with it until you plateau. If you're not gaining weight at 2,250, then shoot for 500, right? Usually that first increase is the highest. So usually 500 is a good mark to start with, 600 is a good mark to start with, if 250 is not doing it. And then from there, once you start seeing the scale change and your body's changing, you feel bigger, your measurements are changing, then you can add it in 250 calorie increments. Now the key here isn't necessarily the amount of calories that you're eating, it's what those calories consist of. So that's what most people need the most help with, is, do I go carb heavy? Do I go low carb and fat heavy? What's my protein need to look like? So that is where people get hung up, because what you don't want to do is eat 500 calories worth of carbs, so that will put people in some trouble if they did that. So it's a matter of the macronutrient breakdown as opposed to the amount of calories. So just keep that in mind too. I'll just give you this quick tip real quick. One way that I like to add calories if I'm bulking or looking to gain weight is to keep my daily diet the same as I've been eating. So the same foods. I'm a proponent of eating the same foods every day, right? Because that's how I know what kind of calories I'm getting. My carbs, my fats, my proteins are calculated. But what I'll do is I will increase certain types of food. So basically, like if I'm eating a turkey burger with 2 slices of wheat bread, and that's my lunch and dinner, maybe I'll have an extra slice of wheat bread per meal with those. So it's adding carbs. It's adding about 80 calories, 20 grams of carbs, right? 80 calories. Or I'll add hard-boiled eggs, because they're easy to remove and add into my diet, and it's protein and fats. It's healthy, right? So instead of eating my basic meals, maybe with every meal I'll have 2 hard-boiled eggs with every meal, 4 or 5 days, or 4 or 5 times a day. And you do that, you're eating 8 to 10 eggs a day. You're going to gain weight. So just by adding these little things and not overcomplicating your diet, and just adding things that you can later subtract if you want to subtract them, is my go-to, and it's the way I keep things really simple and dialed in. So I'm not recalculating my entire nutrition plan. I keep my nutrition plan the same, as it always is. My maintenance nutrition plan is the same, and then I add foods that I know I can later subtract. So eggs, wheat bread, yogurt. Maybe instead of having one yogurt for a snack, I'll have two, and I can always subtract that second one if I want to cut back. So just making little tweaks. Again, simplicity is the key here. It's keeping things simple and not overcomplicating it, because if you complicate it and you get that down pat, then when it comes time to cut weight again, if you want to lean out and you go through your cut phase, then you have to go through the complicated process again to figure out what you're eating. But if you're adding foods that you can easily subtract later, you're golden, right? Because then it's a no-brainer. You can just, instead of eating my eggs, I'm going to not eat eggs anymore. And now I'm cutting out 8 to 10 eggs out of my day, and I'm going to probably be under, at least at my maintenance level or under my maintenance level of calories, and I'll drop body fat. All right, guys. Hopefully this video helped. I know it was a little long. I didn't plan on it being this long, but feel free to share this video if you feel like somebody would get some use out of it. Tag them if they need to hear something like this. Like and comment. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And last thing, feel free to join the Beast Brotherhood group on Facebook. And if you need help if you're a guy and you need help knowing where to start on how to train and how to eat to get back in shape and what supplements to use, I'm going to link up a free 5-day coaching program down below. It's a complete training program, complete nutrition program, supplement guide, you name it, it's in there. It'll help you get the results that you need, or at least get started on the path of bettering yourself, getting back in the gym, getting stronger, burning body fat, building muscle, the whole nine. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll talk soon.